this video is a little overdue, but I'm going to answer some more career related, education related, whatever you guys ask me in my what I do for living video, which I will link off down below and on this video. You guys ask me a lot of questions about this stuff all the time, so I just started this little mini series. Make sure you guys hit thumbs up so I know that you like this, and I will just continue to keep doing it. Just going to go through some questions and answer them, like a little Q&A. So I hope you guys don't mind me shouting you out a little bit. Yana Thomas asks, did you pledge in college? And if not, what was the deciding factor for you personally? I didn't pledge in college. The reason that I didn't pledge was not because I wasn't interested in pledging, but because I had to prioritize my time. I got my bachelor's in neuroscience. It was the most demanding major in the College of Arts and Sciences at my university, and so that took up a lot of my time. And I was also pre-med, and so that was very time consuming in itself. I also danced in college. My senior year, I was a dance captain, and I did choreography and I led practices, and I just had a lot of responsibility with that. We also had a show that we did every year, and the time that we did our show usually fell around the same time when Greeks did their probates and their intake processes and things like that. So for me, I had to pretty much decide what was most important to me, and at the time, my grades and my education and graduating and dance were more important than pledging. Okay, Natural Beginning says, how can I make my resume fit the kind of job I want to go into without having the degree? If you don't have work experience that is completely relevant to what you want, the field you want to go in, still add work experience that can show you can do the work that you want to go into, if that makes sense. So for example, I was a neuroscience pre-med major, but my first job out of college was a business analyst, which doesn't go together at all. But the reason I got the job is because I was able to translate my passions and desires, goals, and accomplishments that I achieved in my area of expertise, and I translated that over into what I wanted to go into. So if you are getting your degree as an engineer, but you've only worked in retail and you want to be an engineer, put some points from your retail experience that you could translate over into engineering. So maybe in retail you were very good at putting together mannequins or constructing pieces for display, and that will translate over into your engineering work or something like that. Does that make sense? XO Jazzy CX0X I hope I didn't mess that up. Asks, how do you have 2 degrees? Did you do them separately or did you do a dual degree? My bachelor's in neuroscience, and then later on I went to get my master's in business. Naturally_slim said, yo, can you talk about what to do when you graduate college as an undergraduate? My major is in psychology. I'm also scared of not getting a job in my major because most jobs nowadays want you to have a master's. Okay, so I'm kind of biased when it comes to talking about postgraduate education. I think that the more education you can get, the better. In order to be competitive nowadays, you have to have a master's. It's not just enough to have a bachelor's anymore unless you are going into a lucrative field. More times than not, if you're a STEM major, which means you're science, technology, well, engineering is the exception, or math, you usually need to do some kind of postgraduate degree in order to be competitive or to make a higher salary. Cree M says, can you do a video about applying to med school and the MCAT? How to make your med school application stand out? I may need to do a whole separate video on that because medical school is an entire beast. It's extremely competitive and it takes a lot of discipline. A lot of people who want to go to medical school aren't in it for the right reason. I don't mean because you want to help people, because that's kind of the cliche answer, is that you want to help people. If that's your answer, you don't need to go to medical school. Well, I'm just gonna do a whole nother video because thumbs up for a medical school video. Nyboo NYBoo313 says, do you suggest taking breaks in between degrees? Taking a break. I did take a break from my undergraduate career to my graduate career, but my advice to anyone is to continue straight through if you can. I don't regret my decision. I actually am really happy I made the decision, because when I graduated from undergrad, I wasn't disciplined enough to handle a graduate school curriculum. I needed that time to get focused, get disciplined, mature a little bit more, and I also got to travel the world. I lived in different countries and I got to see a lot of stuff and do a lot of stuff, so that was amazing. I totally don't regret that, but that did set me back in terms of my goal and where I want to be right now. My advice is, if you can, if you have the time, the discipline, the money, the drive, do it. Go straight through, knock it out, get it done, because the more time you spend out, the harder it is to get back in, the harder it is to finance it, the harder it is to get recommendations from your professors. One thing you can do is, if you want to take some time off, a lot of programs offer you the option to defer for a year. You get to take a year off and you don't have to worry about coming back and trying to apply and using old test scores or trying to look up professors. It's a really good option and something that I wish I would have done. So that is it for this career and education related Q&A. You guys can definitely leave more questions below, and if I didn't answer your question, which I'm pretty sure I got to all or most of them, then it probably means I'm going to address it in a future video. Please thumbs up this video and favorite and share if you like my content. It lets me know that you guys like it and I should continue to make more. You guys can also ask me questions through Twitter or Instagram. Both my Twitter and Instagram handles are Ciarahoneydip. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, because I'm gonna do some more of these videos. So if you're new to my channel and you're kind of confused about what's going on, are you beauty or are you advice, I'm doing something a little new, and I'm trying it out, and hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully if you're new to my channel, you like it too, and you will click the subscribe button for more. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Make it last forever.